Bitcoin tests the $97,000 level. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent testifies before Congress and doubles down on the Trump administration's embrace of crypto. And Alex Miller of Hero Systems breaks down his own testimony before lawmakers, calling for crypto legislation. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. Digital currencies are in the green this morning, with Bitcoin rising more than 2.5%. By noon Eastern, the cryptocurrency traded just under that $97,000 level. Ether rose 2.7% to $18.17, while Solana rose 1.8% to $145. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent testified before the House Financial Services Committee, where he reiterated the Trump administration's embrace of crypto.
We believe that the United States should be the premier destination for digital assets, and as members of this committee and the Senate are attempting to do, create good market structure around that, so that U.S. best practices are used around the world, that digital assets are an important source of innovation that will drive that can drive usage of the U.S. dollar around the world, as with stablecoin legislation. There is speculation that there may be up to $2 trillion of demand over the next few years for U.S. government securities from digital assets.
Secretary Bessent was also pressed on whether progress had been made to strike trade deals with nations around the world, something that has caused uncertainty in both traditional markets and in crypto, but he refused to answer, saying that it would be detrimental as negotiations might still be in progress. Next, shares of Freight Technologies, a logistics firm trading on the NASDAQ, are trying to stabilize after the firm announced that it's adding President Trump's meme tokens to its treasury. The penny stock rocketed by as much as 240% after last Wednesday's announcement that the firm intends to raise $20 million to buy official Trump meme coins. It then gave back about 60% of those gains by yesterday afternoon. As for why the company is making the purchase, Freight Technologies CEO Javier Selges said in the announcement that the acquisition of Trump tokens could be a, quote, effective way to advocate for fair, balanced, and free trade between Mexico and the U.S. A reminder that the largest holders of the Trump token are invited to a dinner this month, which the president is set to attend. Now, at the same time, President Trump has imposed tariffs on a portion of goods moving from Mexico into the United States as he hopes to negotiate new trade deals with the country. Democrats have raised concerns over the president's ties to crypto, including a letter from the ranking member of the Senate Subcommittee on Investigations, Richard Blumenthal. That senator wrote letters to both the issuer of the Trump meme coin and Trump-linked crypto venture World Liberty Financial, warning of a preliminary inquiry into potential violations of government ethics requirements. The White House has told CNBC Crypto World that President Trump's assets are in a trust managed by his children and that there are no conflicts of interest. Finally, Ethereum's latest upgrade, Pectra, is now live on the network. The Ethereum organization announced the upgrade's launch at about 6 a.m. Eastern Time, and with it brought scalability features for Layer 2s, new smart wallet features, and it increased the number of ETH validators that can be staked on the platform. Now, the price of ETH has struggled in recent months with the lack of a strong catalyst and increased competition for Ethereum by other networks. All right, for our main story, let's talk more about all this crypto testimony happening on Capitol Hill. Our own Tanea McKeel spoke to Alex Miller, CEO of Hero Systems, about his testimony before Congress, where he pushed for new crypto regulation.
Alex, thank you so much for being with me on Crypto World today. You went to Congress with a list of major points you wanted them to consider: regulatory frameworks, guidelines for the SEC, registration requirements, disclosure rules. Talk to me about why those rules were important for you to bring to this hearing.
So I work in an ecosystem called Stacks, the company I work for that I run Hero. We did the first and only successful Reg A offering for tokens about 6 years ago. We spent more, we did that thing they said, right? Come in and register. We did that and we spent more on compliance than we raised in the offering, more than $15 million. So it's clear that, trying to apply securities law to a token context just simply doesn't work. It's not viable. And that's the reason that we're not seeing anyone do it. And we're seeing all of these upstarts and things go offshore and set up in other jurisdictions where they have gotten token-specific market structures. And so we saw on Monday the release of the discussion draft version of basically the